take over first and 10 at their own 28.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
At the 29-yard line.
This time they'll just keep this on the ground, and they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. So we've hit halftime. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The third quarter now, at a one-point game as they line up second and 10. Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a third and short, 3rd and 1. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Darnold from the gun, looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bell, and he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10. He'll get this underneath to Bell, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
First down, Jets.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
It's a gain of 20.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Darnold from the red zone now. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. And he can't field it cleanly. Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. He's past the 30. He will score.
Touchdown, New York.
So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
At their own 25-yard line.
Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson.
Touchdown.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. So who would have guessed this defense would turn into a high-powered offense? They get the fumble return for a score on the previous drive, and now a pick six there. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth.
Well, this is something that Pete Carroll should be pretty well familiar with. Remember when he told Jim Harbaugh after losing a ball game and Harbaugh went for 2 late against him, hey, what's your deal? It's the same situation here. Now, I'd kick the extra point, but I am reminded that plenty of coaches feel like it's not their job to worry about the other team. It's their job to worry about their own team. You have to stop us.
Take over first and 10 at their own 21.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build.
The ball comes out. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Fumble on the play.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Touchdown.
They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Take over first and 10 at their own 30.
We focus our attention now on the Jets defense. They did their job coming into the hostile environment, doing what needed to be done to get the W.
And that has to feel great because all during the week, that's one of the goals that they talked about. Going on the road, making that stadium their own, establishing themselves in the game. Give them credit. They got all those things done.
Yeah, both sides of the football did their job in this one. Steps away to his left. And his throw is incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it's 3rd and 5.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is DJ Reed returning. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10. At their
Back out onto the field now. Here comes the Jet defense. They have played a really good game. They're just looking for one final stop here and celebrate this victory.
And if you're on offense, you don't want them to have that satisfaction. You know that you're not going to win the game, but you don't want them to roll in with those big grins on their faces. So you want to come up with something right here, some type of a big play to dent that good mood.
And they'll be trying to not let that dent happen and go home happy. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And that is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called